Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, as long as you're over 18, this is episode 6 in the PropsBot tutorial, and this one is all about artificial intelligence, the AI confidence score, baby. Now, if you're new to PropsBot and you've never heard of our confidence score, where you been, man? We're everywhere. We've got the best Discord community out there. Our AI algorithm is lovingly referred to as our confidence score because that's your confidence in every single player prop. And in the simplest terms, higher the better. It's 0 to 100. 90 is better than 70. However, you do have to look at the value you're getting on each play, and that's where our confidence gap comes in. So I'm going to take a look at some of the numbers. I'm going to take a look at some of the terminology and kind of talk you through a little bit of what I can tell you about the confidence score. And I'm going to peel back the curtain on our data and how the model's been performing. And I'm going to show you both in the app and right on the website. And you guys let me know if any other platform shows you this layer of detail and peels back the curtain in such a transparent way, because I haven't seen it. So for this, I think first I'm just going to start by going full screen over here. There we go. And we're going to look at our data. So this is all of the confidence score plays for the NFL that we have saved so far and tracked. We've got 11,000 over bets, 14,237 under bets, win rate, average confidence score, average odds. I could click through all of these here. NBA, you can see, excuse me too. I should note that this is minus 140 odds to plus 100. So it's not all the plays we've scored. Because if you go like this, let's say we wanted to do, this isn't even going to be all of the plays we've scored either. But let's say we wanted to do that. Well, yeah, now you're up to 210,000 bets and 19,000 bets. And you'll see the same for NFL. Well, a lot less bets because a lot less games. But let's see. Last year to there. Okay, so that's the NFL season, those dates. You can go market by market, anytime touchdown. We can go and look at, and you can see like, all these will adjust in real time when I'm clicking through them. I'm not going to dive into NFL or NBA. I'm not even going to look at this tab too much. I mean, we can look at, how many plays have been over 60%, how many plays are, above 80% or 72% or whatever for NFL. But where I'm going to go is I'm going to go over and look at performance. Now, these are our AI signals. So you've seen these in the app. This is our high hit rate signal. This is our high ROI signal. And this is our line is nuts signal. Now we're going to go ahead and, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of this, if not all of it basically, is, hold on, let me find my window here, right in the app, okay? So if you go on over and click the AI Insights tab and you go over to Signals, you're going to see all of this right here in the app. Now, right now we're looking at, what are we at over here? NFL. Let's go ahead and go to NBA. Let's pull this up and make sure we're over here on NBA. There you go. So you can see all of this matches 77.2, 27.5, negative 4.7%. This is our weakest one. NBA is one of our weaker sports in general. But, it's good for us to know that it's our first season with NBA. So we're going to be working on it. But either way, what this basically means in the app, this gives you a little bit of information. It fires when historical ROI on this prop exceeds 10%. But anyways, anytime you see this AI signal, what it means is that there's a high ROI on this play historically. So for NBA, they have this signal has a 27.5% ROI, a win rate of 47.6%, and is up 22,000 units across 81,022 plays. That's all that means. So all of this right now, guys, is in the app. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this because you guys that have access to the app can see this anytime. So I'm going to use desktop so it's a little bit easier for everybody to see. And so we can go through real quick and I can click through these. Line is nuts are lines where we think it should be plus ROI or positive odds, and the books have it as negative. So if most of the books have a play at minus 120 and we think it's a plus 110, that's what's going to flag here. And again, you can see for MLB, this line is actually performing quite well. It's got a 15.6% ROI. And guys, I just want to point something out right here. 15.6% ROI is massive. Insanely profitable sports bettors are happy with 2 to 5%. The best I've ever seen out there from anybody is like 6% on a sample that's as wide as this. Guys, you're talking about a 35,000 tracked bets sample here. This isn't over 100 bets. This isn't over 50 bets. This isn't our model's 3-0 here. This is 35,000 bets, 15.6% ROI. And you might be going, wow, that's impressive. That's really insane. It is. Great win rate, right? But look at right next to it, guys. Right next to it, 33.2%. Are we serious? How do I get over to this one? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Are we serious? 33.2%. Smaller samples, still 13,000 though. Nothing to sneeze at. That's a large enough sample size to absolutely have confidence in a model. All right. 13,000 samples, a 63.2% win rate for MLB. Insane. Up 4,000 units. Now I get it, guys. You're not going to be able to bet 13,000 plays, but do simple math. Bet how many plays you take a day. Say if I took 5 high ROI plays every single day, do a little bit of math and assume you get, let's say you get 25% ROI because you don't pick enough volume to where you can really follow our 33.2%. So let's say you fall a little bit short. Let's say you get 20% ROI. You're crushing it, guys. You are still absolutely crushing it. I'm going to briefly, because the model's the same across all sports and the metrics that go into it, but I'm just going to briefly click through each one. That's NHL. And did I hit NBA? I hit NBA. I think I've hit all of them. So now we're going to go over and look at markets. Now you're going to look at win rate and trust factor and our top 3 daily ROI. And obviously you can see that the player total saves is performing the best out of these. But really where I want to go over and look at our calibration, because when you're scoring 200, 300, 400, 500,000 plays, there's obviously going to be a decent amount of losses, right? Like that's just absolutely going to happen when we're talking about that many bets, that large of a sample size. So we need to know what to do with this information. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a couple of minutes. But before I do, I just want to say that part is key and that's coming in a minute. But what I want to talk about now is this Brier-score. Now, really what this Brier-score is does our model beat Vegas's? Is our Brier model, our Brier-score for our AI model, our confidence score, is it more accurate than Vegas? So anytime, basically all you need to know about this is lower the better. Closer to 0, the better. So a 0.1847 is good. It's better than Vegas's. And that's really what matters, guys. So when you see our advertisements, when you see on our website that we beat Vegas in X amount of different sports and X amount of different props, that's what this is based off of. Now, NFL, I can't remember what the results are for NFL. NFL, they've got a slight edge on us. NBA, they've got a slight edge on us. And that's something that, again, I told you, NBA is our weakest sport. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be working on that. I'm curious if we beat them in Vegas. Yeah, or in rebounds. We do beat Vegas in rebounds. And I know this may seem small, guys, but when you're talking about these data points and these very small tenths, hundredths, thousands of a fractional unit, that matters. Like that isn't insignificant. Any of this is not insignificant. The 0.0019 is very large. That's a big edge we have over Vegas. So as I said, NBA weakest sport. I've already kind of showed you that. I'm happy to look through. You guys can look through this at any time. You can see where our models, just losing slightly or really getting crushed. And again, I already clicked rebounds. My bad. That's all right in here. We're going to go ahead and click into like rebounds and assists. And you can see where we are weak and where we are strong. And this helps us to identify where we need to put the most time and effort in. Did I do MLB yet? I blacked out already. Look at that. We are absolutely crushing Vegas in MLB. Ooh, NFL's a dogfight. I think we beat them in anytime touchdowns. Look at slight edge for anytime touchdowns, though. I know you degenerates want to see that. I'm not going to click through every single tab because you guys can do that at any time. This is all very public information right on our website. But like you can go through and use this and say, okay, that's insane. We are absolutely smoking Vegas for batter hits, like destroying them. Now, remember, guys, these are overs and unders. So you have to remember to take over bets and unders here. But all you need to know based off of all of this information, I think really what the most important thing to glean out of this is we are the only model that consistently predicts more accurately than Vegas. So now you want to know, what do you do with that information? Well, I'm absolutely glad you asked that question. Let's go ahead, do a little picture in picture. I've got the app pulled up over here. I'm going to go back over to, for the sake of this is, a lot of the games have already started, but we're just going to look at MLB, and we're going to sort by confidence score and confidence gap. And I'm going to put confidence gap above confidence score to start. This is what you do with that information. So you've seen the numbers that show that we are more accurate than Vegas. Our model can predict with better accuracy what the actual implied probability is, or the success, or how likelihood a play is to be successful, better than Vegas. So what you do with that information is this. Anytime you see a relatively higher confidence score with a confidence gap that is anything positive, that means not only do you have a decently implied probability of success on this play, 52%, but you're getting a massive, almost 16% value on the play. This is like positive EV betting on steroids. This is better than any EV betting model out there. And you want to know why? Better than any optimizer out there. The reason being is they all take the odds, they remove the juice, the VIG, and then they just calculate what the fair odds are. Well, we're doing the fair odds based on a model that is more accurate than Vegas. They're just taking Vegas's lines and averaging them out without the VIG in them. We are telling you what the most accurate odds or implied probability should be here. So basically, like, we're a better version of what Pinnacle is to game props and what FanDuel is to player props. So our model is more accurately predicting outcomes. So what you do with it is this: you find where you have the edge and you bet these plays. Look at this one. This little line is nuts indicator is popping up on here too. You saw how successful those have been for MLB. There you go. Another one, a high ROI play. Again, this line is nuts play. So you're getting massive value. We know Pinnacle's a weak player prop book here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've underpriced this or they're giving out too much value here. So you could just scroll through here, guys, and take a look and pick your favorite ones out of here with a high confidence gap and a decently high confidence score. The higher, the better, obviously, but you have to look at the play. Do you have access to this book? Do you have access to this book? Is this flagging two different metrics, high ROI and a line is nuts AI signal? So there's a little bit of decision making you can make in this, but guys, it doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of time, because you know why? You could just go ahead and select those signals right there from the sort and filter menu, and you've already got, there you go. There's a play right there. You scroll until you see green. Oh, you know what else you could do? Excuse me. You could just do, I want to see plays higher than 48% confidence score. There you go, right there. And Andre Palente, high ROI play, higher than 48% confidence score, done. And you know what? You can go in here and you can save this as a filter. Click this little button, name it whatever you want. And this can be your high confidence, huge edge filter, whatever you want to name it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you that no matter how powerful this app gets, we always keep in mind our core mission and focus, which is finding you winning player props in less time. Hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful, important, massively important video that I've been so excited to make. If you guys have any additional questions, because a lot of this stuff is really heady stuff, it's very data sciencey, just drop me a comment on social media or on Discord, and I'll catch you on the next tutorial video.